Part 1. The Millionaire Mindset. Rethinking Wealth from the Inside Out. Imagine you're standing at a crossroads. One road is crowded, everyone's rushing, chasing promotions, juggling bills, complaining about taxes. The other is quiet. A few people walk there, but they look calm, focused. They seem to know something the crowd doesn't. That second road, that's the road of the millionaire mindset. And no, it's not about Lamborghinis, luxury yachts, or lottery wins. It's a way of thinking that rewires how you see effort, risk, and reward. It's what turns ordinary people into strategic thinkers who make wealth feel almost inevitable. The truth is, most of us were never taught how to think about money, only how to earn it. Go to school, get a job, save what's left. But no one told you that the game itself has different rules for those who build wealth versus those who just work for it. The first step to rewriting that story begins not with your wallet, but with your mind. The hidden engine, personal growth, as the real currency. People love to say, I'll change when I have money. But the quiet truth is, money, every millionaire I've met, read about, or studied, had one thing in common long before they had wealth. They were obsessed with growth. They read, they questioned, they tried things that might fail, not because they loved risk, but because they hated stagnation. Think of personal development like compound interest, but for your mindset. One small shift today multiplies over years into something powerful. Maybe it's learning a new skill, asking better questions, or simply deciding that you're capable of more than you were told. That's where belief steps in. Not the shallow kind you scribble in a journal, the real kind. The belief that makes you act before you're ready, because waiting feels like wasting time. You see, most people lose before they start, not because they're unlucky, but because they've already decided they can't win. The millionaire mindset starts with the opposite assumption. I can learn anything I need to. That simple phrase has built empires, launched businesses, and rewritten entire life stories. Facing the inner resistance, we all carry a story inside us, one that whispers, you're not that kind of person, you know, the kind who starts a business, or invests, or leaves a stable job for something uncertain. But that story is written by fear, and fear is a terrible author. Millionaires aren't fearless, they're just trained to hear fear and move anyway. They treat doubt like background noise, there but not in control. Every challenge becomes feedback, every failure tuition. Think of it like lifting weights. At first, resistance feels unbearable, but it's not a sign to stop, it's proof that you're getting stronger. And over time, that same resistance becomes your advantage, because most people still avoid it. Part 2. Smart money and simple rules. Let's talk about money, the part that everyone loves to skip to, but few actually understand. Wealthy people see money as a tool, not a treasure. It's something to deploy, not to decorate your ego with. While most people use money emotionally, the rich use it strategically, as if it's a loyal employee with a job to do. They track where every dollar goes, not obsessively, but intentionally, because every bit of cash either works for you or against you. Saving isn't sexy, but neither is panic. That's why the rich master restraint before reward. They ask, does this purchase move me forward or just fill a momentary hole? This doesn't mean they're stingy. It means they play the long game. When you think decades ahead, a discount today stops mattering. But a smart decision compounds forever. Frugality isn't deprivation, it's delayed power. It's saying no now so you can say yes to anything later. And here's the quiet trick. Once you stop chasing status, you gain the freedom to build wealth quietly, without noise, without proving anything to anyone. Part 3. The network effect of people. Money may open doors, but people build the buildings. That's why millionaires treat their relationships like investments, high value, long-term, and compoundable. You don't need to know thousands. You just need the right handful of people who make you think bigger, hold you accountable, or show you what's possible. Networking isn't just exchanging cards or LinkedIn messages. It's curiosity. It's contribution. Ask yourself, what can I give? Not just what can I get. And when you find a mentor, listen more than you talk. They've already paid the tuition for lessons you haven't lived yet. Part 4. Goals, vision, and the mind's movie screen. Most people drift through life hoping something great happens. Millionaires reverse that. They decide what great looks like, then build towards it piece by piece. Goal setting isn't magic, it's math and mindset combined. Clear, measurable, and believable steps that your brain can understand. Visualization isn't manifestation, it's mental rehearsal. When your mind can see it clearly enough, your actions stop resisting it. That's why athletes, CEOs, and investors all do it. They're rehearsing success before it arrives. If you can picture it vividly, your subconscious starts to work backward to make it real. And that's the part most people never practice, seeing the finish line before taking the first step. Part 5, the art of calculated risk. You've probably heard fortune favors the bold, but what they don't tell you is it punishes the reckless. The difference between the two is calculation. Millionaires take risks like chess players, not gamblers. They don't bet everything. They test small, learn fast, and scale what works. Fear doesn't go away, it just stops being the main voice in the room. And every time you take a well-measured leap, your comfort zone quietly expands. Soon, the things that once terrified you become your Tuesday. Part 6, multiple streams and quiet systems. One paycheck is a trap disguised as stability. Millionaires know that one stream of income means one point of failure. They create safety through diversity, rental income, dividends, small businesses, royalties, online projects, each one like a tributary feeding into a larger river. The goal isn't to work nonstop, it's to build systems that work when you don't. That's how freedom is built. Not from grinding harder, but from designing smarter. Even small streams matter. A $50 monthly return from one side project can grow into $500, then $5,000 if you give it time and consistency. Part 7, adaptation and longevity. The world changes fast. What made people rich 10 years ago might make them obsolete today. That's why adaptability is a quiet superpower. The wealthiest people don't cling to what used to work. They watch patterns, pivot early, and learn constantly. They read what others ignore. They question assumptions that everyone accepts. It's not about being first, it's about being awake. Part 8, the balance of health and wealth. Real wealth is useless if you're too exhausted to enjoy it. The people who last, the real millionaires, treat health like capital. They rest, they delegate. They know that burnout compounds faster than interest. And here's the paradox. When you care for yourself, you make better financial decisions. Because clarity requires energy, and energy requires rest. Part 9, the circle of giving. When money becomes more than enough, something shifts. The richest people start asking, now what? That's where giving back enters. Not as a PR move, but as a reflection of purpose. Generosity resets your relationship with wealth. It reminds you that abundance multiplies when shared. And it teaches you that the real game was never about the money, it was about the impact. Giving isn't just moral, it's magnetic. When you create value for others, opportunity finds its way back to you. So give, teach, build, support, because in the end, the true millionaire mindset isn't measured in dollars, it's measured in legacy. If you found value in this video, stay curious, stay kind, and keep building your own passive path. Because wealth isn't a finish line, it's a journey of awareness, courage, and choice.